one guy was living with me. He can't wash plate.
What?
He can't wash plate.
He can't wash the plate. You're joking.
I'm telling you.
He's never done it before.
Well, he can't wash plate.
Oh.
That's when I started knowing that some people need to do internships at home.
Oh my God. How's it going, people? Welcome back to the next episode of the Takeoff. We've got a very, very special guest in the building, Mr. CV, and he is a self-improvement enthusiast. So we're going to talk a bit about that today. So I've always wanted to know, Mr. CV, where did that name come from? Why that name in particular?
Well, that's a big name. That's a very big name. Most of these questions, obviously, especially when it comes to the name Mr. CV, it's a case where if you really want to know, you can always watch my intro video on my YouTube channel.
So I ask everybody this question. I always call it a random question. I don't know why I call it a random question. It's not a random question. It's the same question I ask everybody. So what is your worst financial mistake?
When you say financial mistake, what do you
So what I mean is, like, for instance, have you been in like £10,000 debt? Have you spent a certain amount of money and you think that was like silly? It could be anything. We've had a wide variety of things.
When it comes to those debt and the stuff, I'm a person that really don't like getting into debt. I'm a person that just spend the money I have, you know what I mean? But I would say, when you talk about financial things and that, I would say for sure, when I was back at university, so the first 6 months of university was difficult. And coming from Nigeria, you know how your parents think when they're giving you money for student finance, your parents automatically think you're Bill Gates or something.
Bill Gates.
You know what I mean? So they think like, oh, we don't have to give you any money. What the issue was, in the first 6 months of uni, my student loan wasn't enough to cover my rent and stuff, and it was difficult because I needed about £1,000 more to pay off my rent. And obviously, if you ask your parents money, especially £1,000, they start asking you a lot of questions like, what do you need money for? What the money they give you? So I try to find a way where I try and ask them money for money, but try and lower it as much as possible so that they don't give me too many excuses. So out of £1,000, it was about 900 I needed. So out of that, I asked my parents for 300. Even that, there was still a lot of questioning. So the other 600, I had to get like a job or something just to make up for it. But it was difficult because realistically, if I'm going by it, was my parents' job to give me that. Because already in student finance's mind, because both of my parents work, they're capable enough. After that happened, this is the reason why I kind of do a variety of jobs to be able to make sure that if one job is not working, I'm able to have something there so that I can always have constant cash flow. So which a lot of people don't understand that part of me. So.
You talked a bit about depression. How did you overcome it? Like, do you know what I mean? How did you overcome that kind of a situation?
That kind of situation, it was new for me. Personally, it was new for me because, like I said, I've never had a serious injury before. And also it was new too because I was at Oxford Books. So obviously I wasn't in London. My family in London, you know what I mean? So I was literally by myself, literally. Luckily I had a good friend and she was there for me and she helped me out quite a lot. That was one way of dealing with it, but also another way was, obviously I'm quite strong mentally as well. I would say I'm quite strong mentally. That was where that motivation came in from inside. I'm a person where if something happens, I never look at the bad side of it and think, why did this happen to me? Why is that? I just look at it as, you know what, it's happened. How do I help
that's a good mindset to have.
What I did was I had to isolate my mind from the injury that actually happened. Because if you don't do that, what will happen is you just consistently be thinking about it. Because one of the biggest problems of having an injury was there's pain, but you can't really locate where the pain is.
What you're saying is focus on solutions, not problem. It's easy. You've got a choice, right? It's not always easy, but you've got the choice. Focus on the problem or focus on what the solution is. And I think that's definitely like an important insight into that. What keeps you motivated to work so hard?
I'm motivated because for me personally, I feel I was born to be great. I don't want to waste my qualities that I feel I've been given. But most importantly, what motivates me is to be able to achieve goals. Goals drive me. And you know what also motivates me is my enemies, is my doubters.
Okay.
I guarantee they're motivated because
Yeah.
whenever someone tells me I can't do something, I'm motivated to show them that I can.
Yeah.
Not just for them, but for myself.
Yeah.
To prove to myself that, you know what, anything I set my mind to, I can do it. I've always said to myself, I can be anything I wanted to.
Yeah.
It just depends on whether I want to do it. So whenever I want to do it, I find ways to be able to achieve that goal. But if I wanted to, I could be a doctor if I wanted to. But it just depends on, is that really what I want to do? So if it's not really what I want to do, even though I know I can do it, I'd rather not pursue it. But if it's something that I want to do, I will always have that motivation.
What kind of things do you do to keep yourself motivated?
People are so focused on trying to get paid. Even when I started a YouTube page, I look at it like this. I look at it 1 subscriber a day. Because how many people do you meet in a day?
That's true.
Lots of people.
Yeah.
And if you do the maths, 1 subscriber a day is 365 subscribers a year.
That's true.
Some days you might have 2 people.
Yeah.
You might get 2 subscribers. So if you get 2 subscribers a day, that's over 700.
Yeah, that's true.
If you get 3 a day, that's over 1,000.
Yeah.
So what he's doing is he's not putting pressure on yourself. Because even if you don't get that 1 subscriber a day, there's some days you might get 3 that makes up for the 1 day you miss. Like even if 1 person watches my video, I celebrate.
Yeah.
I celebrate.
You got to celebrate small wins.
I celebrate because that's 1 person taking their time out to watch my videos. But I would say for anyone, don't be too hard on yourself. You know what I mean? Just take it step by step. And slowly, once you're taking it step by step, obviously you get better. You find more strategies that are easier for you, and then from there, I think you just continue growing. And
so can you talk a bit about your self-improvement journey, because obviously you talk about like Mr. CV. So talk about some of the things that you've been doing on that journey.
It's been a long journey, and obviously I can see myself out. Definitely, I've come a long way. For people that know me, they know I've come a long way. So, and it started, like I said, it started back at uni. It even started way before university. Because obviously my family wasn't poor, but my family was a rich either. You know what I mean? And for me, I've always thought my family had enough money, but for some reason it just felt as if they didn't want to give us the money. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what I was asking. Like, why do we have to go through so many? We shouldn't. And you know what I mean? And from that moment, it's been a struggle. Like it's been a case where I always know that it's gonna be tough. Like most of the things you're gonna have to do it by yourself. So obviously when I went to university, struggle again. But then once I had the job at my university, then that kind of limited the pressure a bit. Because then obviously I can start to plan my ways. And also one thing as well is I've been quite strategic. And those kind of things help me with my self-development, because then I started to sit down with myself and think, okay, you know what, if I do this, that can help me grow financially. This can help me grow physically. This can help me grow socially. And then through that, I started gaining that self-development. And obviously still now, I'm still learning, you know what I mean? I'm learning from people like yourself. That is going to be Bill Gates soon.
So you've had a good journey so far.
It's not been good.
No, I mean it is. I mean a good self-improvement journey.
It's been a rough journey.
Rough journey. I mean, rough at times, good at times. What would you say are some of the challenges of like self-improvement? Because like I was saying before, like a lot of us will have goals, and me in the past I've had goals. And some days I was like,
it gets long, man. It gets long.
Where am I going with this? So sleeping bed all day, I do nothing. But what would you say are some of the challenges of like self-improvement?
With the self-improvement, I would definitely say, you know what, one of the challenges is probably just believing that you can achieve that. I think that's key, because no matter what you do, whether it's self-improvement or anything you want to achieve, you have to believe, because there are going to be a lot of people, or you are going to, even you yourself going to be like, you know what, like you said, in terms of the 6-packs, I'm going to gym every day, I'm not seeing 6-packs. And if you're not seeing it, you start thinking, nah, you know what, it's getting long, it's coming, you know what I mean? So you got to believe that it's going to happen. It might take long, because even when I started YouTube, people were saying, just because you started, it doesn't mean you're going to become big. Some people might not even never become big, you know what I mean? So, but for me, I have such belief in what I'm doing. So I'll definitely say, definitely go and believe in yourself, and that's key. But also, I would say as well, just take it step by step.
Yeah.
And there is no competition. I am my own competition.
Yeah, 100.
And that's the truth.
What tips would you give to people for for their self-improvement journey?
So for the self-improvement journey, like I said, just take it step by time. We live in a society where everyone wants everything quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
it's running and
it's not like that.
Yeah.
It's not like that. You know what I mean? And once you accept that it's not like that, then obviously you don't pressurize yourself. You don't allow people to pressurize you to do things. You just take things at your own pace, at your own time, at the time that suits you, and continuously learning as well.
Yeah.
Because we live in a generation where they've become lazy.
Lazy.
They've become lazy.
We got some easy mediums to learn. Self-improvement thing is interesting because the reason why I wanted to actually speak about it today is because it actually applies to anything. Whether you are wanting to start your own business, whether you got a 9 to 5 and you want to get promoted, whether you want to earn a certain amount of money, whether you want to have a certain type of relationship. Self-improvement drives all aspects of that. So it's something that you kind of have to do. So it was a very important topic for us to speak today. Thank you, Mr. CV, for coming today. Definitely love what you're doing. And yeah, we'll touch base again. We'll definitely do another episode in the future.
Of course.
I hope, listeners, that you've enjoyed this episode. I've really enjoyed it so much. I've learned a lot from Mr. CV.
I've learned from you.
That's what they always say. But no, I've definitely always I've learned quite a bit. And I hope that you've enjoyed this episode and you're looking forward to the next one.